Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel with a new video about World of Tanks. Today I am playing the T57 Heavy. It's a tier 10 American heavy tank as its name suggests. For a heavy tank it has rather good mobility and top speed. However, it's still a heavy tank, so don't expect it to go at 60 km per hour and redeploy easily. It's still a heavy tank. The armor on the hull is rather weak. You will be penetrated by anyone who has at least a decent cannon, and the turret could be divided in two parts. The top part is quite well armored, however the bottom part, or let's say the cheeks of the turret, will be poorly armored. This is definitely not a solid tank. If you want that kind of tank you should go to the IS-7 line or the E-100 line. Those can sustain a lot of damage. The main strength of this tank is its clip. You have 4 shells dealing more or less 400 points of damage, minus the RNG. You also have a very short reloading time between each shells, and you will not suffer from the accuracy, let's say at least at short and mid-range. Therefore, if you surprise an opponent without cover, you can deal 1600 points of damage in a very short amount of time. There are only 36 shells, therefore you could run out of ammunition if you're not careful during the battle. So basically you have 9 clips, and you should take that into account if you are choosing multiple types of ammunition. I only have AP, but it's up to you. If you want to use premium ammunition or explosive ammunition, then you should prepare a full clip, like 4 shells of each. If you choose to load only 2 premium shells in your inventory, when you will load them during the battle, it will still take the full amount of time required to load a full clip. However, you will have only your 2 shells loaded and ready. The amount of time to reload your entire clip is surprisingly low as well. It will not surprise me if it were nerfed later in the game. It's more or less 23 seconds. This will depend on your equipment and your crew skills, but you can go slightly lower than 23 seconds, and it's really short in my opinion. So your clip is the main strength of the tank, and the rest of the tank will be the weakness itself. It's not so fast, poorly armored in general, so you have to be careful. It's not, well, it's a frontline tank, but it's not meant to absorb hits. So we are playing on Murovanka. It's a tier 10 battle in encounter mode. Encounter means that the base is located in E2, and as usual it's extremely hard to defend. I would strongly discourage you to try to rush the base in order to capture, just because as soon as one opponent is close enough, he will have plenty of opportunities to reset the cap counter, and all the tank remaining in the base will just be useless and vulnerable. A fairly common strategy is just to gather all information about the enemy team, and then you can decide to capture the base when all of the enemies are rather far away from the base. That could be an option if you know that you are losing in number of tanks, but you know that most of the enemy team will not have the time to go back to defend. If you have the numerical advantage, you know that the enemy will start thinking about capturing the base to save their tank, and therefore you should be very careful about where most of your team is. You definitely don't want to be captured because of some miscalculations or overconfidence. Here we definitely don't have the numerical advantage, and we know for sure that some opponents have won in the forest, in the far east of the battlefield. However, there are still some enemy tanks located really close. This Yak Panther 2, this E50, and more importantly a few enemy tanks in the town. Therefore I am going to rush them in order to secure this flank, and this is a priority for me, so I am now instantly going to rush this Yak Panther 2, and then I'll plan my next move. Some of you might consider that more than 20 seconds of reload time on any tank is a serious weakness. However, there's one advantage that no one can deny, is that it will give you the time to look at your minimap. If you know where the enemies are, or at least where they were last spotted, this will give you a huge advantage in order to know where you should relocate, or at least point your gun at. Some tanks are really slow and they will not have the possibility to relocate easily, but still, if you know where to face, it will save you a lot of trouble. For example, here I am pretty sure that there's absolutely no one on my left, just because On the 6 remaining opponents, 4 of them are spotted, just the tank destroyers are missing, and they were last spotted in the forest around E9, F9. Since then, I know that they had the possibility to move up in the south, and also they know that the base is captured by some allies, and therefore they want to find the way in order to reset the base cap, and therefore here the tank destroyer is found in the city and not on my left. So having the known location of opponents, the last known positions, and more or less where they were headed, this will give you an insane advantage over the enemy. Here I am committing a pretty stupid mistake with my autoloader. I didn't see the batchat coming around me. This can happen quite frequently when you are just unloading your whole clip on an opponent, and that just shift your focus on this enemy rather than on the whole battle. It doesn't happen to me so often, but still once in a while I do this mistake, and I highly encourage you to be very careful when you unload your whole clip. The batchat is reloading, therefore he's not my priority for the moment. I should finish the subject 140 before he has the opportunity to kill me. His turret is not so strong, and you can also aim for the commander's cupola at short range. Now it's 11 versus 11 and I am currently reloading. One of my allies is sitting in the base and he's in danger because by capping he's giving his position to the enemy. Therefore, even if I am reloading, I should move up in order to be ready to fire as soon as I am reloaded. Keep that in mind. If you know that you are not in danger, you should still move up even if you're not ready to fire, just because it will save you some time. Now we have the numerical advantage, so I'm just putting some pressure. He got a lucky shot there, but still it was not a mistake from me. When you have the advantage of numbers, you should be very aggressive and attack all at once, not just one by one. The T62A is a highly dangerous opponent with an insane rate of fire, so never underestimate your opponents even if they are the last one standing, and don't rush them. Make sure that your whole team is coming at them at once in order to secure the victory. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.